everyone, my name is Rachel Houston. I am the Faculty Resources Coordinator for CEEP, and I'm going to be talking to you about the Activity Tracker. You might be wondering, what is the Activity Tracker? The Activity Tracker lets us keep track of each activity you perform on campus. And this fall, that might look a little different. You may be performing activities online. So when you complete an event, either in person or online, we want to know what you did. Who was there? What did you do? And did you think it was a successful event? By tracking the work that you've accomplished, CEEP can share your information with partners and funders for future fellow opportunities. So in other words, the Activity Tracker lets us showcase your awesome work with others. To access the Activity Tracker, you will want to go to our website, campusselect.org. Once you are here in the top header, you should see an icon that says 2020 Activity Tracker. This brings you to a page with all of the activity trackers we have for this fall. So if you are a fellow in Alaska, you will hit the Alaska Activity Tracker. If you are a fellow in Maine, you will hit the Maine Activity Tracker. And so for this example, I will hit the Alaska Activity Tracker. So to document your event, we first want to know your name. So you will hit Add right here, and this should give you a drop-down option with all of the names of fellows in your state. Because this is an example, I will hit test name. And if for some reason you cannot find your name on this drop-down list, please contact your state director as soon as you can. Next, we want to know when your activity was completed. Let's say I had an event yesterday, which would be August 20th. The next thing we want to know is what type of activity you completed. It could be a voter registration event, voter education, early voter absentee voting, get out the vote, or an institutional project. So for this example, let's say I hosted a voter education event. And my voter education event had partners. So we want to know, did you work with any partners? So for my example, I would hit yes. And let's say for my event, I worked with student affairs. So I would look at this list of partners and say that probably academic affairs fits best. If you cannot find the partners or the partner you worked with, make sure you hit this other icon. And note too that you can hit more than one for this. So let's say you worked with League of Women Voters and someone else not on the list, you would hit League of Women Voters and other. And two, if you did not work with any partners for your event, you would hit no right here and you would not be given that drop-down option. Next, we want to know what role your partner organizations played if you did have them. So this question came up only because I said I was working with partners. If you did not work with partners, if you hit no, that question would not show up. So this question is only for if you worked with partners. And let's say the partners I worked with, they had a minor role. So my voter education event was online, and I wanted to educate my peers about the importance of local and state elections. So I'm going to label it educational event about local and state offices. And so if you don't have a formal name for your event, that's okay too, because this obviously isn't a formal event like trick or vote. So just make sure that you do fill this out though and describe it the best way you can in a title. We next want to know what your activity was and its purpose. So for this event that I'm writing about, let's say I had an educational event on Instagram and Twitter educating my followers about the importance of local and state officials and why we should vote in local and state elections. So here I would say I wanted to educate my peers about the importance of state and local elections. We next want to know what you liked the most about this activity. So for me, for this event on Instagram and Twitter, let's say that I actually was able to design the flyers that went out on Instagram and Twitter. So that may have been my favorite part. We next want to know how many volunteers helped you with your activity. For this activity, let's just pretend that no one else helped me. I was by myself. We next want to know which of the following best describes the hours you have completed. So did you spend the most time planning the event, creating the materials, or attending and running the event? So most of my time for this event was spent creating materials because I just said I created the informational graphics and flyers. How many hours were spent creating the content? I spent probably 3 hours. And if I had to do anything differently, if I was to repeat this event, maybe I wanted to bring in more partners. So, maybe I had a connection to the college Democrats and college Republicans, and I wanted them both to participate. And finally, we want to know what skill or knowledge you gained from the activity. If I was creating graphics for the first time for this event, I may have developed technical skills and specifically graphic design skills. And two, because my event was online, I may have marketed the event to different organizations. So marketing skills for social media. And then if you have any photos or videos that you used for your event, and this could be in person or a virtual event, you will want to attach them here and then hit submit. And then it says, thank you for submitting the form, and that is how you track an activity. And one final thought about the activity tracker. You should not wait until last minute to fill it out. This means at the end of your fellowship, you should not say, hey, maybe I should go back and fill out the activity tracker. You should be filling out the activity tracker as soon as you complete an event to make sure you do not forget any details about it. And now you are equipped to use the activity tracker. If you have any questions, you can reach out to your state director or you can reach out to our National Fellowship Director, Courtney Cochran.